Hello there, friends and followers and Facebookers, subscribers and supporters. Whatever label you want to use, or none is fine too. But please do subscribe to the channel called Touch Not Trail. Look at these colors, my friends. Sumac. I think there's a common and a staghorn. I don't know exactly everything about sumacs, but beautiful colors they start now. And look at that. And they are complementing. There's also a rusty brown oak here. Everything helps the color palette in any scene in nature, right? Of course it does. And I want to, speaking of color palettes, the sunflower field. So I'm going to try to not fall off this rock I'm on and walk over there with you to see this. Okay, that wasn't too bad for a two-legged wildcat who barely has the two, but that's okay. Yeah, look at these flowers, my friends. This is part of a field that's planted by the apple farm people. Here, I hope I'm not interrupting anything or necessarily trespassing. People come over this way to pick apples all year and things. Well, not all year, but at any rate, I will say this is Red Apple Farm then, in case that makes up for any undue discomfort. Red Apple Farm is where I am. And oh, here's one. I was hoping there would be, there are a few, hoping some with a little bit of a painted hue on them, right? Or a dappling of red, brown, that kind of thing. This plant here is a wild, I want to call it primrose, but I don't know. Another one I need to look up. It's a beauty though, look at this. Isn't it? Here's a beautiful, another sunflower of a kind of a paler look to it, right? What beautiful colors out here today. Yeah, this is it. There's often many super reddish ones. They may be here and I'm just not spotting them. They're just my favorites, that's all. This sort of, they've got this burgundy maroon business going on. And yeah, so this is it, my friends. And sort of the ultimate top of where I hike to is up here. Once I get to these people's property, I pretty much make a wildcat about face and follow in the steps I made up the hill, down again, past that pond, etc., back to the wildcat camp. So I hope you like these beautiful sunflowers. I'm just gonna go inside here a little bit. I don't know why I'm whispering. I think they can't see me as well if I whisper. Does that make sense? No one's watching us though. No one's watching us. It's beautiful here. Surrounded by sunflowers right now. Here's a little bee. Oh, are you having a problem? Or no, I think he's drinking perhaps. He's a carpenter bee perhaps, or yes, I believe. Oh, might not be in a good situation there. No, there he is. Okay. He is moving, okay. Yep, he's scraping off some, who knows, some pollen, which is what his function is. And so we'll let him get back to that. And here's a neat little bud, which probably I've never really looked at, right? Why would you look at a sunflower bud? But there it is. What promise inside that bud of color. And this bee is just not waiting for that. He's sort of getting the good nectar, probably is what he's doing before it opens. He probably knows exactly what he's doing. There's one gonna come out probably in a few days, who knows? I don't know this stuff, but please stay on the trail of the touch knot, my friends. There's that same sumac. Now it's sort of, we're looking a different direction. It's framed against that pitch pine. I think it doesn't look quite like a white pine at any rate. Beautiful up here on this hilltop. Is it not? More sumacs over there. You see their buds, right? That red cone thing, that's the staghorn, I think. Or at least that's the edible, usable part. It's a lemony thing, and can be crushed up for a flour. I've heard it goes good with trout and things like that. You know, lemony taste goes good with fish. So this would be something that indigenous people here would use for cooking, and still do, and many others have adopted that. Stay in the trail, my friends. Please subscribe to Touch Not Trail. Thank you.